Kit and I are back out, following Hadrian's Wall after our day exploring the Vindolanda site in Northumberland in the northern part of England. Do catch that video if you haven't seen it yet. Today we have some fascinating sections of the wall to investigate and a walk past the well-known Sycamore Gap. Hi, I'm Warren Brandon. Welcome to another Linleys video. Topped up with a good full English breakfast at the Sill YHA, we stepped out to rejoin the Hadrian's Wall trail from where we left off the other day. According to the Cicerone guide, which Kit keeps checking so that we spot and understand key features along the route, this next section is the most popular part of the whole trail. The first landmark is Steel Rigg, meaning pointed ridge, which is ahead of us to work our way up and over. The wall along much of this section is commonly called the Clayton Wall, as back during the 1800s for almost 60 years he toiled with repairing and preserving the wall along many miles. Through his hard work over so many years, much of the wall now remains reasonably intact, albeit not to its full original height. On top of Steel Rigg, the views overlooking Peel Crags are really impressive. The view over Crag Lough is classic and is featured in many books and guides. This is a sight not to pass by without due recognition and enjoyment. Mile Castle number 39 fits snugly in Castle Nick, a little nick in the surrounding higher levels of the ridge along here. It sort of fills in the gap which was cut away by the glacier as it carved its way along and over this ground back in the last ice age. Descending a little, the next highlight is the well-known Sycamore Gap and the tree in the middle which gives it the name. Of course, we want to make use of the iconic location for a photo moment and to enjoy a short break. From the gap up the other side, we regain the height along the top of the ridge, following the wall all the time. The views towards the northeast over the lowlands with Crag Lough, the lovely lake below Highshield Crags of the ridge, are just beautiful. I bet in wintertime this area is bleak and cold, but with clear skies, just as stunning. With the little lake just below us on the left, we continue through a small patch of woodland. It feels quite different to be in this woodland just now, having been on the top of the open ridge a few minutes before. Down to another gap. The sign denotes the route of a path to find the lake of Crag Lough, now just behind us. All the way along here, the views keep changing, but they are always lovely to behold. We are enjoying the trek along this section today, and the guide is right, it is a special great section of the Wall Trail. Mile Castle 37 is quite unique. I think I've said that others are special too, but this one has a preserved feature that is not retained in any of the others along the wall. On the north-facing portal entrance, the upper courses of the wall remain much taller, and the portal still has some stone sections forming an arch. We enjoyed spending a few minutes to explore the space and place around here. Above Houstead's Crags, the little woodland is guarded by its own little wall. We entered carefully and continued on through towards Houstead's Roman fort, or the remains thereof, of course. The wall trail passes right alongside the Roman fort of Houstead's, and although there is no official way in from here, there were no restrictions, so Kit and I ventured in just a little way. We didn't stay more than a few minutes, but long enough to see how impressive the remains of the fort are. We spent time yesterday at Vindolanda, and today we have no spare time to dwell here. Next is a location where there was an official gateway through the wall. Here, right alongside Nag Burn, a little stream flowing through the gap in the higher ridgeline, the Romans included a gated way through for tradepersons and farmers perhaps. The foundations of a couple more turret locations and the Mile Castle just precede the highest part of the route for today at 325 metres. The cheeky view through a hole in the wall here gains a peek of the water of Broomley Lough just below. If you've enjoyed this video so far, would you consider giving it a thumbs up please? It helps the channel and YouTube will then recommend it to other viewers. Thank you. The modern trig point stands crisp and white at the very highest part of the ridge here at Sycamore Crags. The turret would have stood just beyond, and next was Sycamore Mile Castle number 35. Pushing on further, we passed a couple more turrets and mile castles, with the relatively modern military road following along the route of the wall. There's a small detour around to the Roman temple of Mithras. This partly sunken small temple was constructed for the use of the senior officers. The site was rediscovered as recently as 1949 and had been hidden and forgotten about for many hundreds of years. Along here there's very little evidence of the proper wall, although the earthwork ridges and ditches make it clear which way the wall once ran. As we approach Mile Castle 30, the ground becomes much more rocky, and the soldiers would have struggled with digging the ditch through this very hard whinstone, a hard dolerite rock. We are at Limestone Corner. This section marks the most northerly part of the wall, and heading east, the wall takes a sharp kink to the right, southeasterly, from the highest point marked by this trig point near Mile Castle 30. The route continues to follow the ridge as it descends a little. Towards the end of our trek today, we look at the last section of wall here, known as a piece of consolidated wall. This is an odd term, but really, put simply, I think it means rebuilt. As the trail meets the road, we turn left to find our room for the night at Green Carts. With somewhat tired feet, we were keen to relax with a beer in the barn bunkhouse at the farm. Basic accommodation, let's say, but the takeaway curry which was delivered for us and a beer from the farmer's own fridge concluded a fantastic day out in Northumberland. Thanks for watching and bye for now.